Hi everybody, so we're going to do like don't know, a bit of a vloggy thing today, I guess. Should have been in the gym 2.5 hours ago. Didn't happen, stayed in bed. Didn't sleep too well last night, but today we have to fix the fridge. The problem with the fridge is it's warm and it's making things smell, which is really bad. Got a bit of flicker from the LED light. That's not good. Yeah, so yeah, we did mess about the other week. We tried defrosting it, which didn't really work. Just because people said that would be the first thing they'd do. So the problem lies possibly in here, which is going to be the freezer. What's in these? Oh, it's a nightmare to try and do the top load shot. Whoops, a daisy. And that is the other thing we've got to do. We have to give the ST50 a test ride. Yeah, so behind here is the fan, and for whatever reason that doesn't turn. So we need to find out if it's the actual fan or the little thermostat in here is not sending a correct signal to the PCB. So what we will have to do is move some food out of the way, pull all the shelves out, pull this panel off and see where the wires go. Now I know behind here in the top corner, this little bit of foam here, don't know how well you can see it, but that is where the centrifugal fan in here sends the airflow up there into here and into here. That could be a lie, it could actually be turned from there back down into the freezer unit possibly. Anyway, yeah, so it is a Hotpoint, what's me dots it? What is it? STF 200WP. It's meant to be like AAA rated or some damn thing, which is why I originally bought it, and it has the big freezer. So I'm going to get this emptied out, take these screws out and a few more going down, make sure I switch it off, pull the fan out, and we'll do a check on the wires. So first things first, we need to defrost in here because screws on that side, as you can see, so I've got ice on, which ain't good. So a bit of speed of defrostation, localised. I did use the other day electric fan heater, which seemed to work quite well, but was a bit slow. Ooh, crack. So yeah, I'm gonna just defrost them quickly and we'll get the screws out and get that plastic off. Because ice and plastic is never good. Okay, so now it's defrosted quickly. Screws aren't frozen anymore. I'm not too sure whether this is still going to be frozen to the polystyrene insulation behind it. So we do need to be very, very careful with that because we don't want to break the polystyrene. And the polystyrene is what sits in front of the matrix, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it the matrix for the refrigeration part. So screws are coming out nice and easy now. Hey, up, up. And same on this side. So now all the screws out, I have used a hairdryer a little bit more to defrost it because the polystyrene and this was all frozen, but now it's nice and loose. We can see it's just a little bit stuck at the top, which is just probably on that foam again, and we can see it's there, and there we go. Now the problem is this fan is what blows air up that hole into the fridge, and the fan for whatever reason does not go around. So what I'm going to do is plonk that there like that. I'm gonna unplug this. I have turned the power off, and not 100% sure how it unplugs, but I'm guessing that just pops off the back like so. There we go. So we've got two yellow wires there. We go to here. We have a thermostatic sensor there, I guess, for something. for the fridge to see how cold the refrigerant wire is. We've got the freezer thermometer there, and down in here we also have a heating element as well. Don't know what the blue wires do, but anyway, our main concern is this little bad boy here. So let's pull that out. Two spade clips. I'm going to take the fan off and see if it says how many volts it is, so we can do some check. But to start with, all we're going to do is a continuity resistance check to see if the windings are burnt out or not. Just going to undo these screws here now, and we'll keep these separate from others so we know what to go where. And then it'll be slightly easier to work with this as a smaller unit without all this ducting plastic on it. But yeah, as you can see there is the polystyrene insulation, which if you have a look at some YouTube videos, lots and lots of people, because they don't defrost it properly, end up breaking all that. So you know, it's worth taking just a little bit longer, and as you can see the ice is there as well. You know, take it a little bit longer, do it right, and do it once, save yourself some money. So 4 screws out, that now pops out of there, like so. Got some blue tack on it. So, oh yay, it's a 12 volt fan, so that's fine. So what we can do, we can find out, if necessary, something else to fit it. So yeah, what we'll do, we have 12 volt, do we have 12 volt power supply? Probably not here, which is a bit of a pain. I do have one on the car though. So what I might do, after we've done a continuity test, is give it a try on the car and confirm it works. Don't recommend that to anyone, like, but 12 volts is 12 volts. And it's DC. Hey! Happy days. So I'm not quite too sure how well you'll see the numbers on the gauge, but essentially what we're going to do is set it onto resistance. We'll touch the 2 wires, make sure multimeter's working. So wires are good. I don't know how well you guys see from here. Probably not very well. What I'll do is, yeah, I am working in the kitchen. Makes life a bit more interesting. So put that there. Move my cup out of the way. And what I'm going to do is put the wire in there. Put that in that one. The end has fallen off. I did buy some new leads, but they don't fit the multimeter, which is like really frustrating. So put that in there. As we can see, we do have resistance. Bit higher than what I was expecting, but it does depend on the windings in the motor itself. So what we're going to do now we know the fan actually has continuity, we can put 12 volt to it and see what happens. It should spin. Oh yeah, and in case anyone's wondering what that is, answers on a postcard or in the comments below. But that is for the little Ferguson T20 tractor. It's a new cork for the fuel tap. Because it gets used infrequently, it tends to dry out and leak. So what I'm doing now is just soaking it in a bit of WD-40 before I install it. And then the plan then going forwards is to run some 2-stroke oil in with a petrol, so that at least there's always a little bit of oil residue left on it after use, potentially, if we remember. And yeah, Lisa probably won't remember. I mean, oh, there's petrol, let's give it a run. But the thought's there, the idea's there. We could try it. What's the worst that can happen? Anyway, back onto the fan. Found some batteries upstairs. They're 14.8 volt, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that, because say like a car alternator charges at 14.5 volt anyway on a 12 volt circuit, so that's fine. Got some jumper leads that I had for a previous misdemeanor, maybe. I lied, they were what I used on the Honda ST50 bike. Anyway, what I'm going to do is just pop them in there. And one of these should be connected. So that's positive. Nothing. That, my friends, is why there's nothing. Silly me. Anyway, let's try this one then. So that in there. So I short it out and blow up. Kind of thing I'm quite good at doing, probably. That's just going to end in tears, isn't it? That's going to be better. So right, I'm just going to connect that into there. Like so. Then we go red to red. Nothing. Right, first things first, let's see if this has any power in this before we go getting all excited. Probably flat as a pancake. Oh no, 15 volts. Woo! Do we conclude, people, that the fan is broken? Because it has high resistance? I know what will give me a better connection if because I'm super intelligent, aren't I? Take that off there, put that in there like that. Now I can put red on red, and I know that's definitely touching. Black on black, and we have, in the words of Jeremy Clarkson, diddly squat. And yeah, Lisa probably won't remember. I mean, oh, there's petrol, let's give it a run. But the thought's there, the idea's there. We could try it. What's the worst that can happen? Anyway, back onto the fan. One thing I've just noticed, you can see it, can you? Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it just there. Little shiny metal bit. And there's another one down there. So yeah, the fans are balanced, which I think is quite cool. So balanced on the outside there, and balanced on the inside there. There we go, that's a better view, isn't it? So just be careful, people. The fan does need to be balanced. I'm guessing it spins quite fast for that. I did see somebody quoted that this particular fan spins at about 1200 RPM. Or 12,000, can't remember which. Anyway, the good news is there is a new one potentially on order. So with the new one being on order, hopefully in a couple of days, well, I say it's on order. I've been on internet and I made somebody I've been on the internet and I've made somebody an offer, so I'm just waiting now for them to either accept or counter offer. If I can save a couple of quid I will, because like I say, the fridge is 8 years old, so I don't really want to spend a fortune on it. But apart from the fan, I mean, aesthetically it's like brand new. Like I say, still got a sticker on it, so yeah, that's kind of about it really for that. So next thing I think now is to do some food, because I haven't done that yet, because I'm slacking as usual. I'm not slacking, that's a lie. I've been on the internet trying to like find myself a really cheap one of these, or something I can make fit cheap. But I made this offer 30 quid plus a postage, so they've got 24 hours to respond on that. And then if that is not successful, I'll pay the 45 quid to get one, which will be here midweek. So I will soon have a fridge freezer that works again, which is fantastic because it's getting a bit annoying now. Having the I'm using the long life milk, and in my coffee it does not taste the same. It doesn't matter what's in really, it doesn't taste the same. So yeah, looking forward to getting it fixed and cheaply. So the day is looking up. Oh no, bit of a dinner update. The food's gone mouldy. Well, bread's gone mouldy, and oh my god, you're never going to believe this. Even bacon looks crap. I end up going to Mackey's. I mean, yeah. What happened to the bacon? So, do I like pick the mould off and eat the rolls? Possibly. Or do I go to Mackey's? No, Mackey's is a bad idea. Really bad idea. See how bad the mould is. They were mouldy on the bottom too. Looks like it's just bacon and eggs with no bread then. Reckon it'll work on crackers? Ooh. Might try that, you know. Cream crackers, bacon and egg. That is going to end in disaster, isn't it? Let's be honest. Oh well. Never mind. So, it's now 2:30ish. Yeah, the weather's gone bleh, a bit not too nice. Sun's out. It's about 6 degrees out. It's like really, really cold. And we're going to have a go at doing some painting. So, using Hammerite. Says about 8 degrees on the tin. Yeah, we'll see how we go. So, I foolishly left the spray gun outside. I did bring the paint in and the thinners to warm up, but I left the spray gun outside, so we've got that in there now. That's just warming up the gun. Kind of see how the plastics about to warm up quite nicely. Not a lot of thermal mass to that. We've got a couple of plastic pots which we're going to mix the paint in. And I did get some bubble wrap, but I can't remember where I put that, but I did bring it down, and here it is. So what the plan is, I don't know how well it's going to work, but we're going to heat the paint to be like room temperature now, which is good. So we're going to get the bubble wrap, we're going to wrap it around here, and hopefully that will help to insulate that and keep the paint a little bit warmer, and hopefully the paint will apply a little bit better. So we've got 2 chances. I'll see how it goes, but yeah, it's Sunday afternoon, and the metal and all that is, I'm probably getting thingy off like that. The metal and all that is, the metal, the sides, the bits I'm painting are under the gazebo at the moment. Don't really want to leave the gazebo up all week, but if I have to, I will, just in case the wind gets up, which there's no high winds forecast, so that shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, just be nice to like get some paint on it today, and then maybe sort the other side out next week, because we did the other side yesterday with some poor preparation and it could have gone better. So yeah, if we get time next week, maybe we'll have a look at just quickly sorting that out. But otherwise, it'll do now till summer comes, the weather's warm, we get a bit more time and do it again properly. But let's get mixing some paint and see what happens. 2 chances. Now I've got a paint in the pot. Don't laugh if it works, it's not stupid. But if you want a really top tip, this is a top tip. If, like me, you have to wear glasses and you do painting, motocross goggles and tear-offs. So these are like my old motocross goggles. They're a bit knackered, but they're great because tear-offs like 20-25p each, and glasses are 180, 200 quid depending on the spec. So 25p, 200 quid for a pair of glasses, 180 if you get a cheaper pair. 25p wins, and it keeps your face warm too. So yeah, that's my top tip. Motocross goggles, run tear-offs, paint with glasses. Yeah. Oh yeah, so yeah, painting's gone quite well today. Done with gazebo, kept the rain off last night, worked really well. Painted the underside, poor preparation meant there was lots of like splodges in the paint because the paint had skin on it, and I just stirred it up, and time was getting on in the day, wanted to get it done. It's not the best job in the world, it's going to need another coat at some point, but has paint on, hopefully it's going to stop it rusting. yeah, hopefully it's going to stop it rusting. Hoping that I got in there properly. Hoping that's just a bit of dryness. Hopefully got drain holes in the corners so that yeah, let's water run out. Hopefully that'll stop the wood from rotting. Same in the front there as well. Probably going to run down here, but won't worry about that too much. I've got these little bits of wood here now. These are the bits of wood that actually will be going into them, and then they can go back on the trailer. So essentially the way, put the airline away, compressor back in the house. What I do need to do while I remember is I'm going to take this off because I'm going to put this on here. The only reason is I've left it on here before and the wind's blown, it's blown it over on the floor. I've had to repaint it 3 times. I will at some point get it put on the steps. The idea of that is so that I can actually take my bike out and just chain my ramp up there, so I don't have to keep bringing the ramp back in the house or in the garden or put it in the shed or do whatever. And that's it. So yeah, goggles work really well. Quite pleased now with how that's turned out. Not too bothered about the inside. Got quite a decent bit of paint on there. Might smear some engine oil or something on it at some point just to help it, not too sure. And then yeah, what we'll do is probably next year now, unless we get a really nice day, just turn them over, nip the other side down, get rid of some of the splodgy bits and just touch up the paint on that with a quick flash over, and that'll be done. So back in the house now. Yeah, kitchen sink is doing wonders again. Got the spray gun in bits, so what we've done is we've cleaned the needle, had a bit of a prod around, cleaned in there. It's had some, you know, clean finish through it, so it's pretty clean. And essentially all we need to do is put it back together. So needle goes in the back of the gun and just pushes through into there. Spring goes in the back, that goes in like that. So you can loosen that and then you wind that out or wind it in, and then what that does, it sets how far you can pull the needle in. So if I wind that right up like that, then I can pull it back less and less. So that controls the amount of paint that actually comes out with the air, which is quite good. And then your little regulator down here controls the amount of airflow, and then that there controls the fan pattern. So they're nice and simple, not a lot on them to go wrong. Big thing with them is keeping them clean. So just back that off a little bit. Good thing to do is pull the trigger back when you're winding that in as well. Just make sure that seats on there quite nicely, uniform all the way around. Should have a special spanner for that, so we have these. Doesn't need to be tight, well, a bit tough and that's about it. That back on. Ooh. That should be a bit easier than what it is. The only thing is, if you don't do this tight enough, you can't get that bit back off because it does wind up if you're not careful. Don't know why it's winding up now. Probably because I chewed the edge up. Yes, that's binding up because I've chewed the edge up like a bit of a twit. So there you go, you do need the proper spanner for that. So I've got a file outside, so I'll go and get the file and take them bits off. And then once I've taken them bits off, that'll spin quite nicely. So I've just filed the high spots off there now, so hopefully that will screw on better. Then that's still turned round inside, which is good. And then that'll just unwind off there without the whole lot winding off, like so. That's a success. So I'll leave it set like that. That makes the air comes out of here and then makes the fan go that way, which is good. All we've got to do now is give this a wipe, give the canister a bit of a clean, and we're done. Right, so yeah, day's coming to an end. What is it? It is 7:10. Just finished work. Like, not work for me, like doing my jobs. Like proper work in a couple of quid. Yeah, so not quite too sure where this video's gone. It's kind of like extremely bitty, but yeah, I guess it's what blogging's all about. I guess little short snippets of people's lives. Yeah, is it 7:10? Proper like bomber's moon out. Oh, it's quite nice really to be out in. But yeah, very cold, very cold. So hopefully it's going to warm up a bit and not get too much colder. And just want to say, if you enjoyed it, give it a like and a thumbs up. If you want to see a bit more what I get up to, then